Hey, what's good, my fellow masters? Well, we're a couple days into the Hunting Quest 11 rotation. Unfortunately, I was unable to get something out on the first day, so I hope you will please excuse that little shortcoming. But there are still 4 more daily rotations left in this particular hunting quest. So here is an overview of what to expect for the coming farming nodes, the materials to drop, along with some drop rates. First, let's get some basics out of the way. If this is your first hunting quest, these limited time free quests are a daily rotation of farming nodes that each provide ascension materials and 4-star embers specific to the enemy class that shows up. And for this Hunting Quest 11, there is even a chance for a 2 million QP drop item and extra silver tier material depending on the rotation. Each day will have a node that features a particular material drop, usually with better drop rates than what you would find in regular free quests. You can access these hunting quests from the Chaldea Gate and only require clearing Fiuki Section 3-1 to participate. There are 4 levels of difficulty to each hunting quest, going in order from easiest to the most difficult: the 30 AP Cause rank, the 35 AP Fest rank, the 40 AP Pride rank, and lastly the 40 AP Pride Plus rank, which typically has the best overall drop rates for the featured Ascension material. The drop data I will be covering is what was recorded during the JP server's Hunting Quest 11 and is strictly from the Pride Plus nodes. Thus, I will mainly focus on the Pride Plus rank in this video. If possible, try farming only the Pride Plus rank nodes for the best drops. It usually is not worth the AP to clear the Cause and Fest nodes, even just for the mana prisons. The Pride node sorta sits in the middle and can be farmed if the Pride Plus is just inefficient turn-wise or too difficult for a smaller servant roster. Next on the rotation should be the Hermit Crab Hunt, featuring all Saber class enemies. For the Cause, Fest, and Pride nodes of this quest, the enemy format is the standard 3-3-3. All of the third waves have one enemy that has HP beyond 130k, progressively increasing with the difficulty. The Pride Plus Hermit Crab Hunt consists of a 1-2-3 enemy format. Wave 1, the enemy has 110k HP. Wave 2, 84 and 83k. And Wave 3, there is an enemy with over 200k HP. Shell of Reminiscence will be the featured Ascension material drop for this crab hunt. During JP's Hunting Quest 11, shells were found to have a drop rate of 138.58% or 28.9 AP per drop. Saber Secret Gems had a 21.93% chance to drop, or 182.4 APD. And sometimes one of the enemies will be a Berserker class magical stick, dropping possibly 2 million QP and a crown of silvery light. The crowns were found to show up 45.91% of the time, or 81.1 APD. The QP showed slightly more at 47.21% of the time. After the Hermit Crabs comes the Chimera and Hassan Hunt with all Assassin class enemies. Your standard 3-3-3 enemy wave format comprises the Cause, Fest, and Pride ranks. Again, in Wave 3, expect an enemy with a large 120k or progressively higher HP bar, with the Pride node actually having one with 200k. The Pride Plus quest for the Chimera Hunt has 2 enemies in Wave 1 at over 80k HP each, just 1 enemy in Wave 2 but with 162k HP, and 2 enemies in Wave 3, one of which will have 218k HP and the other 107. If you're in need of Claws of Chaos, then this Pride Plus node is a good chance to farm up, as they were found to have a drop rate of 80.11% or an APD of 49.9. There is also a good chance for Void Dust to drop as well, at 166.94% or 24 APD, a little better than what you would find in the best regular free quest. Again, crowns can show up here at 45.01% or around 88.9 APD. The 2 million QP drop fairly frequently here at 63.85%. Secret Gems of Assassins showed up around 21.12% of the time, or an APD of 189.3. On the 18th, at server refresh, the next quest to unlock will be the Alraune Hunt, if that's how it's pronounced. Those Ifrita type mobs, you know? Anyway, all the enemies for this hunt will consist of riders. Just a brief look at the Cause, Fest, and Pride ranks for this hunt. The largest HP in Wave 3 are indicated to be 94k, 163k, and 200k HP respectively between the ranks. For the Pride Plus node, we have 2 enemies in Wave 1 with around 90k HP each, then just 1 enemy each for Waves 2 and 3 possessing 146,000 and 321,000 HP. The featured Ascension materials for this hunt are Fruits of Eternity and Stakes of Wailing Night. The fruits show up around 65.14% of the time, translating to an APD of 61.4, and the stakes have a drop chance of 135.49% or 29.5 APD. This time, the silver tier material potentially to drop here is Aurora Steel, which was found to have a 45.48% chance or 88.0 APD. And QP should have around 52.31% drop chance. The drop rate for the Rider Secret Gems was found to be 20.92% or 191.2 APD. The final hunting quest is against a bunch of Wyverns and mini Kuchans as Lancer class enemies. The mini Kuchan enemies act as the mini boss for each node with 85,000 HP in Cause, 133,000 in Fest, and then 156,000 HP in Pride. For the last Pride Plus node of this hunting quest, we have a format of 2 65k-ish Wyverns in Wave 1, a Wyvern with 125,000 for Wave 2, and then 2 95 and 97,000 HP Wyverns flanking a mini Kuchan with 200,000 HP. Skumo mirrors and dragon fangs are the materials to obtain in this quest. The mirrors have a 41.14% drop rate, taking 97.2 AP per drop, and the fangs a 170.38% drop rate or 23.5 AP per drop. Aurora Steel can show up around 46.12% of the time or taking 86.7 AP per drop, and the 2 million QP having just under a 46% drop chance. Lancer Secret Gems were found to have a 20.92% drop chance or 191.2 APD. To help with some future planning, here is a look at the servants coming up and the materials from these hunting quests they may need. Because of time constraints, I will just be highlighting the new servants yet to release for 2023. For the Shells of Reminiscence, you will see that many of the new summer servants will need quite a few of these. Welfare Servant Ruler Da Vinci will need 30 for her skills, Avenger Kama will need 10 for her Ascension and 36 for skills, 30 for all the appends of Welfare Servant Avenger Mysterious Ranmaru X. Saber Okita Altar requires 8 for Ascension and 45 for skills, 6 for Summer Anastasia's Ascension and 36 for her skills, the same for Summer Canis. Summer Corday needs 8 for Ascension and 36 for skills. Then lastly, Summer Sei Shonagon also needs 8 for Ascension and 36 for her skills. There is only one new servant that needs Claw of Chaos, and that would be Summer Canis that needs 24 for all 3 of her appends. Then for Void Dust, 30 for all of Summer Kama's appends, and the same for Foreigner Jacques de Molay. Lancer Sakamoto Ryoma requires a fair amount, 20 for Ascension and then 90 for skills. The servants that use Fruits of Eternity, we have Jacques de Molay that needs 45 for her pens, the Welfare Caster Santa Martha needs 36 for her appends, and Summer Nagiko's skills will need 36 of them. For servants that need Stakes of Wailing Night, Jacques de Molay pops up again needing 45 for her appends, and Archer Zenobia needs a ton of them at 180, all for her appends. For Skumo mirrors, we have Saber Okitan that needs 5 for Ascension, Welfare Rider Elizabeth requires 24 for her appends, then the new upcoming caster Izumo no Okuni needs 5 for Ascension and 30 for appends. Then the following new servants will need Dragon Fangs. Welfare Rider Elizabeth's appends will take up 90 of them. Rider Dobrynya Nikitic needs 15 for Ascension and 90 for skills. Santa Martha's skills require 90 fangs. And Summer Nagiko will also need 90, but for her appends. For the Crowns of Silvery Light that can also drop, Zenobia will need 60 of them for her skills. Likewise, both Summer Canis and Rider Elizabeth will need 60 as well, but for their appends. And finally, for the occasional Aurora Steel drop, Riders Elizabeth and Dobrinya will need each 60 of them, but for Liz's skills and for Dobrinya's appends, respectively. And not to worry about the welfares that I've mentioned, as starting with Welfare Ruler Da Vinci in the Summer 2023 event, we will finally start to get the appropriate servant coins for them. That's all for what I wanted to cover for this Hunting Quest Part 11. Well, in a partial sense, that is. I certainly hope this information was helpful in some way. I know I said I would just stick to natural AP, but my stock of shells is pretty low. Certainly not enough for all of the new summer servants, assuming I can summon them. Cross my fingers. So I will be using some apples to replenish that material. Hopefully everyone's Hunting Quest farming goes well, regardless if you're using apples or just sticking to natural AP. Many thanks for watching, and until the next one, cheers!